Good morning, everyone. I am going to start this morning's meeting by everyone announcing that they are here. And I would start with Bill next to me.
I am here.
Present. Susan.
Susan.
Chris Howe, present.
Joyce Matera is present. So that means we have four members of the COA Board of Directors present, and therefore the required quorum is 4. So we can proceed with our meeting. And I do want to mention that also Cindy Currier, our director, is here. So now that we have a roll call, I'd like a motion, please, to call the meeting to order.
Motion to call the meeting to order.
Approved? Approved, all approved? Okay, thank you. As far as public comment, there is no anybody attending here from the public, so I am going to pass by the written statement that's here about oral communication from members of the public. And next on the agenda is to review and approve of the March 21st, 22 meeting minutes. Has everybody had an opportunity to read them?
Yes.
So I will take a vote. It won't be a roll call. I don't think it's necessary. So I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of March 21st.
Just before we do that,
Oh, yes.
I noticed that in upcoming programs, it has grant amount dollars blank on page 2.
I actually added that in. Are you talking about the Senior Safe Grant?
Yes.
So when the draft came to me, I added that number in.
Perfect.
So it's $28.55 was the amount of the grant. But in the one that will be posted online, we'll have that number.
Awesome. I'd make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting that we had on March 21st, 2022.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Favor, yes.
Yay, yay. And the next on the agenda is the Council of Aging's Director's Report.
Okay, so some of the things I feel are repetitive because they're things that we are scheduling on a monthly basis or weekly basis, like our exercise classes. Those two are going really great, senior stretch and strength and yoga. Bingo 3 times a month, twice at the Council on Aging, and then once off-site at Quaker Hill. That's going really well. Our drawing class has resumed. We had a woman come to teach a drawing class, was put on hold because COVID numbers were going up. But she has resumed that, and the class they'd had 2 classes, then they stopped. It was supposed to be a 4-week session. So they finished those other 2 classes, and now they're going to meet for another 4 weeks. So those students are really enjoying that class. We tried a craft afternoon where people could either bring things that they were working on from home, or Kathy had a number of items there. We had 3 or 4 people had come to that. We'll do it again next month. Some of the things that they started, they want to finish next month, the folks that came, and then we'll open it up, obviously. We'll put it out to everyone. Joppa Flats came to do a presentation on the salt marshes. That was, the programs are not well attended in person, so I actually want to talk to Kathy about maybe rethinking these. We have one scheduled for May, and then we have another one scheduled for June. The June one we're hoping, because it's tide pools, we're hoping will be on site at Joppa Flats. That's all going to depend on whether they're open to the public at that point. So we'll follow up on that, but it might be something that we revisit if we're not having a huge attendance.
So was the workshop or the lecture at?
It was at the Council on Aging. We did record it to put it on Channel 9. So it could be that folks are watching it from home. But this particular one, the presenter had brought different animals for us to see, and they could tell, like green crabs was one. She talked about green crabs, and she brought a bunch of different things. So it's cool. You get some background information and then like touch and feel, so it's neat. You don't get that when you're watching it from home, but it could be that we need to figure out something else to do. So Kathy and I will kind of research that.
Cindy, you had talked about doing possibly like a trip to Parker River National Wildlife Refuge. The Hellcat Trail is really easy, fairly easy walk, and it is handicap accessible now
Okay.
because they've redone the whole thing. May and June's kind of a nice time to do that. Gets a little more crowded in the summer, but I'm pretty familiar with it, so I'd be happy to like lead a group if
Oh,
there's
great.
people interested.
Does the plover season inhibit that?
No, the plover season just prohibits humans from being on the beach itself, but not in the refuge.
Okay.
So you can go on any of the trails that don't have access to the beach, which Hellcat does not.
What's the name of the trail?
Hellcat?
Hellcat. Okay.
It's a really nice walk because it's all walkway, it's all paved. It used to be, part of it used to be like just like a gravel with some, you know, tripping hazards, but now it's all really nice paved, very,
Okay.
very handicap accessible.
Okay. So if someone has a rolling walker, not a problem?
Totally not a problem.
Okay.
There's no stairs. So, I mean, there is one section of it that you can go down towards the Parker River area, and there's a tower that you can climb, but that.
If you want to, but
Yeah,
okay.
that probably wouldn't be for anybody who was with a walker, would be difficult to do.
Okay. I'll probably look into that for June and get back to you.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you. And I think going places, we're hoping that we'll, we've had a bunch of folks say to us, we'd love to get back into going to restaurants, and then we had a restaurant trip and 2 people went, so. But 2 people were sick, and, someone else had a doctor's appointment, so things come up.
Yeah.
But we still want to offer these things.
If you do want me to lead it, Tuesdays and Fridays are the best for me because I am now babysitting for my grandson Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, unless Joyce wants to take over that job while I go lead a tour.
Happy to, really.
I can bring them in the carriage, I suppose.
All right, let me get back to you
That
on
would
that.
be nice for all of us.
Yeah.
Our watercolor class resumed in March. We had to skip February. The instructor had a hand injury, so he couldn't do the class, but that resumed in March. We have it scheduled for May and June. He is taking July off, and then we'll resume in August. So that's generally 8 people are attending that class. He can take up to 10. So I think once we had 10 folks, but for the most part, it's around 8 people that come. Game night was successful again. This time we'd ordered sandwiches from Pomodori, and then we had pasta salad, macaroni salad, and some cookies and stuff for dessert, and then games. I think it was fun.
She's
How many
looking at me, she's looking at me because she beat me 3 times.
Oh.
Just so you know, just so you know.
I'm not going to just let Bill win. So we had a group that comes, they always play Scrabble. It's just what they want to do. Another group that comes, they always play Rummy. They just have a great time with each other. So, and then we had board games at our table. One couple played Yahtzee, we played Bananagrams. What else was there? Jerry played Bananagrams with us.
Right.
But we have lots of different board games, or if people want to bring their own, we certainly encourage that. It's kind of a fun night to get together and have dinner and have some laughs, and it's fun. And then we had the volunteer luncheon this past Thursday to acknowledge volunteers, whether it was members of this board, members of our Friends board, and everyone who does things from helping us with our newsletters to grocery shopping or doing friendly visits with folks out in the community and everything in between. So we had a lovely luncheon to thank people for all the efforts that they help us with. Some upcoming programs we have. Tomorrow evening we have an estate planning workshop. We are coordinating that with the Newburyport Bank. They did the SCAM program with us a couple months back at the police station. This will be held at the Council on Aging. They have a local attorney who is going to come and talk about important documents that folks should have.
What time is it?
It's tomorrow night from 5 to 6:30 at the Council on Aging. Wills, trusts, powers of attorney, things like that. It is not meant to be legal advice. It is sort of just an overview of important documents folks should have, and then you'd want to go see an attorney to get those things put in place.
And the town meeting's right after that, right?
And town meeting is right after that, yeah, and in the same building, so. Folks can come down and learn a little bit of something and then head over to town
Did
meeting.
you say you were having food?
We are,
So I don't have to eat.
nope. On Thursday, May 5th, we are hosting a Mother's Day tea. Kathy and I are going to order some sandwiches and little mini pastries from a bakery in Peabody called Diorcy's. We've ordered baked goods from them before, but they also do sandwiches. So we're going to do sandwich trays, little pastries, obviously tea, coffee. We've got some, we went shopping and got some little teacups that do, it's going to be a nice, we'll have flowers on the table. It'll be a nice little celebration of Mother's Day. So we encourage people to call us to let us know if they want to attend. We are scheduling our Veterans Breakfast on Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the Council on Aging. If any of you went to the Purple Heart Day, not Purple Heart dedication for Newbury being a Purple Heart town, there was a gentleman there from Congressman Seth Moulton's office. His name is Steve Bone. He is a veteran himself. He is the Veterans Liaison for Seth Moulton's office. Army veteran. He was awarded the Purple Heart himself. In the 101st Airborne Division, he was wounded in Afghanistan, so we're having him as a guest speaker to come and talk. So we are trying to get vets to come and participate in that.
Didn't Bill get a presentation at that meeting?
I did,
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
Our grab-and-go traveling chef meals are continuing. April is April 27th, that will be baked ham. And May is May 18th, and that's chicken fajitas. Again, that's pretty well, pretty much every month we have at least 30 people who want to have meals, often more. There are several folks that can't come and pick them up, so whether it's we get a volunteer or staff members, we're out delivering meals, so we make sure that people can get those. We've had some new people sign on to that recently. And I thank Janet Delmari, our outreach coordinator, for reaching out to folks and making sure that they know that that's available to them. I know it's only one meal, but it's one meal that they didn't have before. And then she's also hooking them up with the food pantry and things like that. The van is still out doing weekly shopping trips. Like I just mentioned, we're trying to add local restaurants this month and next month, and we'll see how that goes and if folks want to go. I'm assuming, you know, it's word of mouth. It's also just, it's going to take a little bit to build it up because it hasn't been something. This was very popular in the past when they would go out for lunch. And one woman actually said to me, you know, I don't go to restaurants often because I don't want to go by myself, but going with a group. And I love to go out to eat, so this is a great opportunity. So we'll throw it out there and see if folks are interested. NEAT, the NEAT program is always looking for volunteer drivers. We have several folks that need medical appointments. I think we have a couple coming up in the next couple of weeks that might still be on the list. Many people have to head into Boston for appointments, and the NEAT program is a great way to help get them there. Construction update, I'm sure you heard as you walked in, some activity going on in there. So work is ongoing, hoping for a move-in date sometime in June. I'm hoping it will be before Newbury Town Day, which is Saturday, June 18th, because I would actually like to have an open house on that day there as well, so that folks that are out and about going to things at Newbury Town Day will be able to stop in. But that all depends on our move-in date. So. And then one more thing I would just suggest to folks, if people have questions or concerns about what's going on at the Council on Aging, we encourage you to call. We're happy to answer questions at any time. I would say don't rely on social media for facts about what's going on at the Council on Aging. Give us a call. We're happy to answer questions. And that's my update.
Cindy, is just about everything that you talked about for April and May in the newsletter?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The only thing we didn't put in the newsletter was the volunteer luncheon. because that was an invitation only
Right. Yes.
for the folks that were volunteering for us. So that's the only thing that did not appear. in
And
the
the
newsletter.
food, it was very nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes. It was good to get out.
Yes.
Cindy, how does the van shopping in a trip work?
So shopping is generally every Tuesday. Tuesday mornings at 9:30 is usually when the van heads out to pick folks up. We have had 1 to 2 really steady people who want to do that. But we like to call them ahead of time to, usually we'll call today and say, are you going tomorrow? Just because if they are not, we just want to let the van driver know, because they have, they're not sitting here waiting for the Council on Aging. If they have something else that they can do, I don't want to hold them up from, doing something else. So we try to schedule them the day before. I can tell you for the on Thursdays when we do the restaurant trips, or it's just an alternative shopping. So generally Tuesdays Market Basket or Shaw's or wherever the people want to head to for grocery shopping. Thursday we often go to Seabrook Commons, which has Walmart, has the dollar store nearby, all kinds of different types of shopping. Or if there's one person that wants to go shopping and they decide they want to go to Market Basket that day, we're very flexible with where people want to go. That's also usually a 9:30 type trip, but if it's going to be just for lunch and they're not going to do anything else, we'll make it a little bit later. But we just ask that people sign up and let us know that they want to go, so then we can plan out the pickup locations, so we get everybody, or they can come meet us. We've had folks come to the Council on Aging and then they get on the van and go from there.
So every Tuesday and Thursday?
Tuesday and Thursday is generally.
Thank you again. Any other questions for Cindy? We all set?
I'll gladly volunteer to do the minutes because Damon's not here.
I can send-
Only if you send me
Yes,
that
I can send you this.
electronically.
Yes, thank you, Bill. And under other business, I just want to mention, this is something that wasn't on today's agenda, but it will be on next month's agenda. We do have minutes in preparation for the meeting of April 7th. That will be on the agenda for next month, along with the minutes for this meeting. And the other thing I want to just mention as a reminder that our next meeting, we will be nominating candidates for the office. The offices, the available positions, well, they're all available. We'll have the chairman, the vice chair, and the secretary. And so it's important if everybody can be here for that next meeting to put in their nominations. And I believe I had one other thing. The meeting. The next meeting will be on June 18th if it's not, if it's workable with Cindy.
June.
Oh, May. May
18th is Wednesday.
Yeah, let me see, I probably
May-
looked
May
up the
16th.
wrong month.
May 16th.
May
is Monday.
16th.
May
is a Monday.
16th, yeah.
Same
I'm
as-
jumping ahead. So May is nomination month for the elections, and June is when we actually vote on the nominated people. Any questions on any of that? Or?
So May 16th, right?
Right, the third Monday of the month. So in continuation, is everybody have anything that they need to say, or is everybody good?
I'm fine.
Me too, I'm done. Bill?
I'm all set.
Okay. So let's have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.